Hey, this is Eric, and I'm going to do a quick video demonstration of how to change your tires and wheels, well, the wheels, on a Tesla Model 3. When you jack up the Model 3, see this hole right here? There is a jack pad right there. You can see it better like that. That's where you want to jack from. Sometimes people use pucks. Those aren't needed at all. Just make sure your jack's not going to damage anything there. This one has a pad, so it's fine. Otherwise, you're good to use like a board across here. And just make sure you get it lined up with that. Like that. And you're good to go. You can jack the whole side on the Model 3 up at one time, so I can get both the front and the rear wheels off the ground just from lifting one jack point. That's typical with most modern cars. They're very rigid. Model 3 is especially so. Just, you'll have to lift a lot higher to get the rear wheel off the ground from the front. But there we have it, it's off. Now, whenever you have a car on a jack, never put any important part of your body under the car where it'll get crushed, because this jack can and will fail. You have to use jack stands if you want to get under the car. I can change the tires and wheels, or the wheels with the tires, or brakes. I can change those without going under the car, so I'm okay doing that without jack stands, but like if you're ever underneath the car, always have jack stands. I have a torque wrench on maximum setting and a 21 millimeter socket, and these can just come off very easily. Not a torque wrench, but an impact wrench. When you put them back on, I don't use the impact wrench. Well, I have it on the lowest setting, and then I manually torque all the nuts afterwards. I want to show you a couple things about this tire. I'm purposely not showing the whole width yet. See how this wear bar isn't yet hit? In my opinion, the tire should be replaced now, because it will hydroplane badly, like if you get down to the wear bar. It's already at the level that it should hydroplane. So this is about the perfect level to replace a tire, in my opinion. Legally, you can go until that wear bar, but in my opinion, that's not smart. Now, this tire has something else wrong with it, which I didn't notice until now because I've always only checked the outside. On Teslas, make sure you check the inside. This tire was shot a few thousand miles ago. You can see the beads showing through. See the metal and the white and the threads? There's both types of beads in there probably, or mesh. So that tire is wearing through. And now this tire also has a slow leak. So I'm gonna guess that it's actually not the broken wheel like I thought, and it's actually just this stuff causing it to wear out, or to leak out a little bit. But yeah, as I said, this tire is worn out, in my opinion, from those wear bars. This makes it kind of bordering on dangerous. It could explode if those get cut through. Okay, here's my new tire and wheel, and you can see just how much more tread that has. That has almost none left. That has a lot left. These are the same tire, DWS06 Plus from Continental. These are a great all-around tire. They're good in the snow, they have good tread life, they're good in the summer. They're just a great tire overall. I bought them with a one size up rim, 19-inch instead of the factory 18 Enkei, and I think it's a PX-10 rim. So it's a fairly similar style to the factory, same color roughly, so it matches my gunmetal chrome removal. So there should be a nice wheel and tire. So let me measure the weights of them. Okay, first up is the factory tire. That weighs in at 42.5 pounds. Our factory wheel with the DWS tire, that tire is worn, so 42.5 versus 48 even. So that's 5.5 pounds, but also keep in mind this has at least a couple pounds more tread on it. So I think overall the wheels are about the same. You're only a couple pounds different between the factory setup and this one. So it shouldn't be too big of a difference. Like I said, those have worn significantly such that, you know, there's a lot of rubber missing, at least a couple pounds worth, a pound or two. They probably are a few pounds heavier, but I'm not surprised going to 19-inch. Usually the tires are also heavier in that size. The lug nuts that came with it are a little different design. They can reach in deeper slightly and a little narrower around the bottom there. They're both 14mm threads with 21mm outside. The rear tire is a better example of where I usually replace my tires at. So you can see we're about 3/32 all across. And this one just has a little extra wear on the inside, nothing dangerous like the front tire. I'll probably keep one of these for a spare and sell the other ones for spares. I have one tire here that was replaced under a road hazard warranty, so it still has a lot more tread on it. It's actually pretty usable. It's a little worn out on the inside there, but I just wanted to show you how much difference the tread weight makes. So they're 1.5 pounds heavier on this one, the worn tire. So there's probably a good 3 pounds of tread total on these tires that can wear off. So if the new tires are 48, new tires and wheels are 48, and these are 42.5 to 44, probably 1.5 pounds more. I bet they're only like 2 pounds heavier on the new one, so not very much. So now the Model 3 needs its wheel lug nuts torqued to 129 foot-pounds, which is a lot. The key is like 75, for instance. So the thing I do on this old torque wrench is I go to 120 where 0 is at 120, and then I twist it past until 9 lines up with that line. And so I'm at 129 foot-pounds. After you have that set, you need to tighten down your little nut here so it doesn't loosen up. And if you want it to stay there for a long time, you get a screwdriver or a nail or something and run it through there and tighten it down even more. But I don't need it that tight, so I'll just make sure it doesn't loosen up. So then you torque down these and you go until it clicks. And 129 is a lot of torque. There we go. And I do that to all 20 lug nuts. And go in a star pattern here. So I started there. Helps reduce the risk of warping. I have to put most of my weight into that thing to make it go. Okay, now I'll go do that to the rest of the wheels. All right, I'm all done. They're all torqued to 129. Here's what the Enkei PX-10 look like. I'll get into a profile view there. They do have a little bump that sticks out. Now, it's fairly high up, but it will be prone to curbing with the Tesla. But overall, they're a pretty nice wheel. I wanted something just basic and similar to the factory, gunmetal, like I said. I'll walk around here. You can see the stance. This is the stock fitment, so there's a lot of overhang in the fender. A little, 15 millimeter or 20 millimeter spacer in there would probably make it pretty good. There we go.